So we're going to talk today about our 4-step system to save your marriage without getting your heart hurt. How to protect you while still getting your spouse back. And this works even if your spouse they're completely checked out. Raise your hand if they said, I'm done. There's nothing you can do. It's over. Finito. I'm moving on, and so should you, right? 95% of our clients start there when they first come to us. So if you're there, you're in the right place, okay? Even if there's an affair going on, broken trust, an affair on their side or your side or both, even if there's just really no communication, surface level communication or poor communication, even just complete lack of trust. This works as long as you commit to do exactly what we're going to tell you to do. Fair? All right, now I want to know what your situation is. I'm going to launch a poll here if you are on Zoom with me. And if you are on Facebook, then go ahead and leave a comment there and let me know what is your situation. Okay, the poll is now live. Yay, that tech's working. So are you couple A? You have a divorce filed, or you're talking about divorce, or you have a legal separation, or you're talking about separation. Maybe they already have a lawyer, they've already filed for divorce, and maybe some of you are raising your hand saying, we're actually already divorced. Can you still help me? The answer is yes. We've helped couples that were already divorced, including one of my very good friends, get back together with their spouse, and now they're happily married. So you want to know what you can do to get back together. So I see a lot of you right now are saying, 56% of you are saying A. Cool, that helps me know where you're at, and I can go deeper into that. B would be trust. No trust, affairs going on, they're in love with someone else, you broke the trust, then now they're saying I want out. Lots of different trust issues. Maybe you can talk with each other, they don't believe what you say or do, or vice versa. Okay, 45% of you are saying B. And then right now on here, 22% of you are saying communication. I'll be the first to raise my hand that probably every single one of us should say we fall in the communication category. When my marriage was struggling in the past, and I've been married almost 15 years with my husband, Ben, we have 8 children together. Yeah, I'm not kind of crazy. But when our marriage was struggling in the past, and even still, like communication, when we hit a bumpy patch, right, or a really rough patch, or actually like on the verge of divorce, communication is always the first thing to go out the window. It's so hard to get them to open up and to understand one another and have healthy, effective communication. You guys agree? Vanessa says B and C. Michelle says all of the above. Nicole says, I'm none of those. My spouse and I talk every day. We just live separately, and he tells me he loves me all the time. He just shuts down when I talk about reconciling. So Nicole, you're definitely there in C, but you're also living separately, so you're also A. So you do fall into those categories as well. Jessica says B and C. Cool. All right, that helps me know where you guys are at. Thank you for weighing in. Angela says all of the above. Awesome. Then really pay attention to these next steps, because we're going to give you some good solutions to that. So it's my gift to you. If you've joined one of our masterclasses before, I know some of you have, you're familiar with us, and some of you have never seen us before, but we would love to gift you our 7 proven conversation starters. This is normally a $47 training. I gift it to you guys joining and sticking to the end. Now I'm going to put into the chat here on Zoom, and Alan, if you could put it on Facebook for me, since I don't see it, go ahead and fill out this quick Google form. It's only a couple questions, and we will text you this guide after the masterclass as our gift to you for staying to the end. And you have to fill out the form, otherwise we don't know where to text it to. What's cool about this guide is that you can literally copy and paste these conversation starters into, say, your next text conversation, or you can even model it in your next in-person conversation. It's really going to help you open up communication and give you guidance on how do I handle this kind of conversation, or how do I handle the trust issue, or how do I handle this? How do I handle the talk about divorce? Since a lot of you guys are dealing with that, and actually more of you are dealing with the affairs and the trust issues. So cool. So this is a great guide. You guys excited to get it? I hope you're over there at the link. Go ahead and fill it out. You'll see it there. Oh, I only did it to panelists. Sorry. Let's try that again. There we go. Cool. There you go. Now you should have it on Zoom. Thank you. Woohoo! Mark says, hey, Mark, I know you. Thanks for joining. Awesome. So who are we? Like I said, I know some of you are clients, some of you have done some of our other programs. Some of you may have never seen us before today. So maybe you've seen us on CBS, on Fox, First for Women, but we are High Thrive Coaching. My partner, Sergio Estevez, is awesome, and our head marriage coach, Mark, here, and I'm Heather Choate. And I believe that results don't lie. I've always looked for those that had the results that I wanted to have, maybe people that have gone through the same struggles I went through, so that I know that I can get there too. And I can learn what they did to get them from where they were to where they are now. And I want to be where they are now, right? Results don't lie. And so we've been doing this for over 5 years now, and we're currently overbooked. We have tens of thousands of students actually globally, and we have a 93% success rate with our coaching clients, which is awesome. Again, results don't lie. And so the positive momentum that we're making with our intention to really make some positive waves of how do we handle relationship challenges? What do we do when our spouse says, I love you, but I'm not in love with you? What do we do when they're having an affair? Okay. And so what I'm going to share with you today is our 4-step system that we've proven works, even if your spouse is completely checked out right now. It's not like anything else you've ever heard, okay? Because I tried everything else as well. I tried the counseling, I tried the love dare, I tried this, the 5 love languages and all these different things, tried to do it myself, and nothing worked. So I've been in your shoes, and I want to share with you guys my story of the one thing that turned my marriage around when it almost ended in divorce as well. Hopefully it will load. That's a good face.
Good morning, beautiful souls. Heather here. How are you doing today? I want to ask you a question and see if you relate to this. If this resonates with you, leave a comment, say me, raise your hand, say, yeah, that I can relate to that. So have you ever hit rock bottom? Have you ever hit that place where you're just like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. I don't know if things could possibly get any worse than this. Are you in that kind of a place right now? I want to share with you 4 years ago when I hit rock bottom. I had gone through cancer treatment at the age of 29 while pregnant with our 6th baby. I had doctors look me in the eyes and tell me, Heather, if you don't abort your baby, you're risking your life. It's not going to end well for you. You're not going to make it. Well, I proved them wrong. And here I was with this beautiful new baby, but still in the fight for my life. I had to go through chemotherapy and radiation. In the process, my husband and I, we lost our home. We lost our business. We moved up to his parents' land. And we moved into the camper trailer with our 6 children, living in a camper trailer. I'd never felt so humiliated in my life. And I hit this point where I felt like I had lost my health. I lost our home. I lost our business. I lost my friends. I lost my support. And now my husband was turning to his family for emotional support. And I felt like I was losing it. And I remember one night I was cooking spaghetti in our camper trailer, our 6 children around me. And I remember tears just pouring down my face as I'm making this spaghetti. And I'm watching as the tears are falling into the spaghetti. I don't know if I even served it. If I did, I guess we survived. And I just remember thinking, I can't do this anymore. If I lose my marriage, if I lose my husband, I have nothing left. I've already lost everything. And I remember going to him and telling him, Ben, I just need to leave. I can't do this anymore. And it was the first time that either of us had ever said those words. He asked, falling down his face as I got in our Suburban, and I drove away. I left him there, crying with our 6 kids. You want to know how far I made it? 3.2 miles. That was the first time I'd ever left. That was the only time I've ever left. And I watched that mile counter, 0.10 of a mile, 0.2 of a mile, 0.3 of a mile. And again, the tears are just streaming down my face. And I am asking myself, what am I doing? It got to the point where I couldn't see anymore. So I pulled over 3.2 miles. and I'm in a beautiful, incredible sunflower field. And the sunflowers are just beautiful and golden and bright. And it was such a contrast to the darkness that I felt inside myself. In that moment, I asked myself, Heather, is there another way of looking at this? I realized in that moment that if I left this marriage, if I left him, that darkness that was in me, it would stay with me no matter where I went and with whomever I went with. Because that story that I wasn't good enough was what was creating that chaos in my life, was creating that pain. And I realized in that moment that limiting belief was creating all of that. So it's the limiting story that is holding you back, that is holding you in pain. When you can release that story, that is when you can find healing and ultimate happiness in your life.
Thank you for allowing me to be a little vulnerable and share with you when I hit rock bottom. And I want you to pay attention to those stories that are going on inside your head and that may have been keeping you in a mode of self-sabotage or some really negative cycles. And we're also going to pay attention to the story that our spouse has about us, because most likely it's not a very good one. Am I right? All right, so let's dive into how we do that. We're going to start with doing this exercise. It's really powerful. In fact, it's where we start with all of our clients. So I want you to ask yourself these two questions and put your answer over into the chat, okay? If you're on Facebook, put it in the comments because I want to know exactly where you're at and where you want to go. So first question, where do I want my marriage to be 3 months from now? Where do I want my marriage to be 3 months from now? For some of you, that might look like putting wedding rings back on, or moving back home, or them moving back home, or just being able to communicate with respect and love and you know, kindness, having empathy. Maybe that looks like restoring trust, feeling safe, feeling secure. Maybe that looks like them leaving their affair partner. Maybe that looks like just maybe no more talk of divorce, okay? Holly says, move back home. Yeah, you want to move back home? Michelle says, better than it's ever been. Dominique, back together, strongly in love. So what does that look like when you're back together, Dominique? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What kind of conversations do you have at the end of the day? How do you feel as you go to sleep? How do you feel as you wake up? What kind of dates do you go on? What kind of vacation might you be planning? Go really deep into that. And the second question here, how will it feel to have my spouse in love with me again? Jessica says, be able to communicate respectfully, be in love, rings back on. Yeah, her move back home. Awesome. Dan, I would love to be wearing wedding rings, sharing the same bed, feeling respected and appreciated. Teresa, I would like to come home to my husband. Nicole, I'd like us to be back together, wedding rings back on and him moving back home. Vanessa, leaving the affair partner and move back home. Beautiful. Yeah, complete everything you are saying. Dina says, husband move back home. Her move back home, start planning our life again, Juanita says. And Celia, if I'm saying your name correctly, is him back home. Dave, I'd like my wife open her heart to have communication with respect and love, be present and not on a defensive stance. Love that. Jason, I'd like to have more loving, better communication, making plans together. Mark says it will be amazing. Jessica, an actual relationship with husband, him wearing wedding ring, sharing the same bed. Reese, 3 months communication, back in love. Galaxy, yes, I want him to come home and we raise our kids together. I would feel overjoyed. Yeah, Michael, AG, Hawaii, I'm not sure how to say your name, sorry. Kay, D, Wayne, Tiffany, Juanita, Dina, Jessica, Nicole, another Nicole, Holly, Jenny, awesome. And Yulia on Facebook. Cool. Dina says it would feel amazing with all caps on. Love it. So this is awesome, you guys. Thomas, wife moved back home and better communication. Now, this is really great. I honor you and I thank you for sharing this. This is a powerful thing that you've just done. Now, some of you might be saying, I don't really know where I want to be. Like, I'm so in my own, like, it's just so hard to even think or see clearly right now. Like, everything's just such a mess, right? And maybe it's hard to see where you want to be. And I've been there too, like where it's just like, I'm just trying to get through the day. I can't really see where I want to be in like 3 months or 3 years from now, right? But I really encourage you to take some time from that for this, okay? Because if we don't, then we're like a ship on the ocean that's just being tossed about by the waves, right? And if we do that, life is going to rip us to shreds. So we must choose where we want to go. If we don't choose, who will? No one else will. If we don't choose where we want to go and then take action to get there and work for it, who's going to do it? No one, right? So that's why we must be willing to, as the saying goes, I'm the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. So you guys just did something really, really powerful here. Yulia says the feeling would be amazing. I would feel whole again. I would feel complete again, right? Like you're just unified again, and you have, you know, that security and that safety and that just happiness, passion, connection that you want to share your life with this person. You love this person. And now you're back together and you're safe and you're happy. That's what you guys just told me where you want to be. Vanessa says, like, part of me is back. Yeah. Feel amazing. Feel whole again. Exactly. Have a relationship with an open, honest communication stream. Holly. Hi, Holly. Feel a sense of serenity, happiness, healthy. Love that. I know you, Holly. Awesome. So this is powerful. You guys you just told me where you want to go. You chose where you want to go. You chose your destination. And now we will help get you there. It's crucial that we know where we want to go. I've made this analogy before. You may have heard it. And if you're new, you haven't heard it. So here we go. It's still powerful. And it's something I remind myself of every single day. My husband's a pilot. Okay. And I've learned that pilots, as you know, they chart their flight plan. They choose a destination before they set off into the air, right? They say, we're going here. And they pick a tiny dot on the map and they say, this is where we're going. And then what happens when they get up in the air is that 99% of the time, they're actually off course. That's weird to me. Like, is that weird to you? Like, how do they ever get where they want to go if most of the time they're actually off course? And what I've learned that they do is they make these course corrections. Sometimes they're little tiny course corrections, here a little bit, there a little bit. Sometimes they're major course corrections because there's challenges that come up that they didn't expect. You know, like the wind pushes them off course and they have to get back on, or a storm comes up and it's worse than they thought, or air traffic tells you for some reason you got to go around again, right? All these unexpected challenges happen, but they stay true to the destination. They make the course corrections, and that is how they get there. So you guys have chose your destination, and we here at High Thrive Coaching help you make those course corrections so you get there. All right, sound good? Awesome. Thomas says would be amazing. Exactly. Feel complete and have purpose again. Serenity, happiness, and healthy. Yeah, awesome. So our big discovery is that, like I said, we've been working with thousands of couples, tens of thousands of couples now, and we found that there's one little thing that's a big reason why marriages are ending in divorce. I say it's something insane because literally no one else is talking about it. In fact, we didn't even discover ourselves until we've been doing this for a long time. You can actually go back on our YouTube history if you want, and you can find the moment when we actually figured this out, okay? We realized that if we were missing it, then so was everyone else. And this one little thing has made a huge difference for our clients. So here's what it's not before I go into what it is, because this is a very common misunderstanding. It's a very popular cultural notion. So raise your hand if you've been told, even those in South Africa, Australia, UK, but especially here in the United States, if you've been told that to save your marriage, to get your spouse back, you should just work on yourself. How many of you have been told that? I know I was told that. And again, it's this really popular thing. Yeah, me. Exactly. Yeah. Here, Juanita says, Vanessa says, yep. Yeah. And so we would ask our clients, how are you doing working on yourself? And they would say, I'm doing great. I'm working out. I go to the gym. Maybe I'm losing weight, right? Maybe I'm home more. I'm better with the kids. I help with the laundry. I help with the dishes, right? Whatever that looks like. I listen more. I understand more. I stopped drinking. I stopped complaining. I stopped neglecting them. I stopped having the affair, whatever the negative behavior was, I stopped it, right? I meditate, and I love meditation. You guys know our clients here, we're all about meditation and centering yourself. But then we would ask them, we would say, you know, good job. You're doing a great job working on yourself. How is your marriage? And they'd say, oh, we're still getting a divorce. Does that sound familiar? Here's the bottom line. Working on yourself is good for you. It is. Self-improvement is good for you. but it is not the solution for saving your marriage. The solution is to work on changing your spouse's story and their beliefs about you. So in other words, kind of like marketing ourselves to our spouse, okay? So in marketing, what we want to do is we want to get attention quickly. We don't have time to waste. So we got to grab their attention. And then when we have their attention, we build the know, like, trust factor so that then they want what we're offering and we close that deal, okay? So how does this relate to your marriage? Why do we need to market ourselves to our spouse, okay? Here's our discovery. 98% of the time, our spouse has built up a belief about us which justifies their reasons in going, their reasons in leaving, their reasons having an affair, their reasons for wanting a divorce, right? So I want to know, what are your spouse's reasons for leaving? What are the things that they're saying? What are they telling you? Some of you, it might sound like you just won't change. I've been telling you for years you should change, and you won't, or you do for a little while, and then it goes back to the way that it was. And so I'm not happy and I'm done. It's over. I'm not going to give you any more chances. It's too little too late. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes the change is only temporary. I see that you're changing, but if I come back to you, you'll probably go back to the way that it was. And so I don't want that. I don't want to be hurt again. So I'm out. Right. Yeah. Myth. Yeah. Dan says, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. How many have heard that? Yeah, exactly. Dan, that's a huge one. Yep. Mental issues, midlife crisis, Natalie. Okay. He said we lost our friendship and he's working on himself for, I'm not sure what the rest of that is. Vanessa, I won't change. Don't make enough time for her. Always all about the kids. Leela, he said, I gaslighted him and mentally abused him. Okay. So again, that you won't change. I'm not happy here. I won't change. He's done. Yep, exactly. Okay, us. Got it, Juanita. Cool. Jessica, husband says he's just miserable and no matter will be with me. Yeah. Mark, I love you, but I'm not love with you. It's too late. Yep. Change is just because of COVID pandemic. I can't be happy here. I can't trust you. Any change isn't real, Dominique. Holly was there, said all those things. Stories finally changed and feels out of this world. Yeah, I know. You've made awesome progress, Holly. You did say all those things. Jenny, first two for sure. Okay, Dina, Tiffany, Vanessa, Kay, Thomas, Pat, Alistar. Cool. Some of you are saying all of them. We're better as friends. I need to find myself. Maybe they're saying I'm hurting you and I don't want to hurt you, so I'm going to go. I'm guilt. I feel guilty. I don't want to do that to you anymore, right? How many of us have heard those things? So can you tell that we're among friends, right? All of us have experienced this. Our spouse has a story about us and about the relationship, and whether it's true or whether it's not true, or maybe it's a mix of both. Sometimes it's a mix of both, but whether it's true or it's not true, or it's a mix of both, it's true to them. There's a reason why they've created this story about us over the past weeks, months, and sometimes years, okay? And oftentimes it's a defense mechanism that they feel is keeping them safe from pain. So bottom line is that we have to remove those beliefs or they won't come back. They will not come back. Now, how do we do that? The old model says, work on yourself, improve yourself, right? Get into all this positive action, which is good for you again, but it takes years often, doesn't it? It takes a long time to build healthy habits. It takes a long time to break old habits and show that this is really true about who we really are, right? Even if you're one of those people that can make change quickly, like an overnight transformation, you're still in the state of hoping that your spouse notices. How many of you are hoping that they notice? Hoping that it's enough, hoping that everything you're doing will finally get through to them and make them want to come back to you. How many of us are there? And what happens is that it's too late. It's too late because it takes too long. Either they don't notice the changes that we're making and they don't realize that they actually want to be with us again, or they see the changes that we're making, but they don't believe them. And so they still want out. So that's the old model. What we want to do instead is the new model. We call it the PATH method. And what PATH does is it's going to make our spouse notice right away. just like in marketing, right? We got to grab their attention because we don't have time to waste. So we make them notice quickly, and then 2 months, 4 months, 6 months down the road, whatever it looks like for you in your situation, they're going to want to get back together. Okay. They're going to want to work on this with you. They're going to see the possibility of being happy with you again. And like Holly said, it works. She's seen it happen and she's on that right path there. And then after they're wanting to be with you, seeing the possibility of being happy with you, then you have the time needed to improve yourself, okay, and to work on yourself. Do you see how we kind of have to flip this entire model on its head? The old model, right? It doesn't work. It's ineffective. So we have to flip the whole thing on its head. We need to get their attention right away. If they are saying, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I want a divorce. I'm in love with someone else. It's over. There's nothing you can do. I want a separation. I'm never coming back home, right? Any of those things. Time is not on your side. And so we need to make every interaction that we have together as effective as possible to get you the fastest results humanly possible. So they open up their mind and their heart and see the possibility of being happy with you again. Does that make sense? Okay, this is the high-level overview. Welcome in, Celia. Welcome, welcome. Dominique, she has noticed some changes, but doesn't see them as permanent. Exactly. It's that whole, I see that you're changing, but I don't think it's going to last. And then you're still in a state of hoping that they notice where you want to be. That's where most people are, and it's not effective. So does this make sense? Let me know if you have any questions. I'm watching the chat, and Alan is helping watch Facebook. So awesome. Okay, yes, makes sense, 100%. I can see where I think you said where I've gotten this wrong. Mark says yes. Okay, cool. If it doesn't, let me know, because this is important to understand that we don't have time to waste and we need to do what works as fast as humanly possible. Okay. Vanessa, what if 1 year went by, he didn't give me the time of day? Okay, so go deep. Let me know in the Q&A section what exactly is going on there. That way I know. Cool. I was way wrong doing it myself, Wayne says. Yeah, huge aha moment. Awesome. All right, so how do we make him notice? I love that, Juanita. Yeah, I love this. So you guys are excited. Yeah. Holly, which is she's sharing her experience here as she's gone through this process. Yes, time is not on our side and you will stumble along the way. We have to stay focused. Exactly. It's not about being perfect, but it is about making progress. We know that you're human and we account for that. Cool. All right, you guys are ready. Like how do you do it? How do you do it? Awesome. Yep. I love that. You guys are great students. You're like, okay, this makes sense. How do we actually do it? Let's go into that. You guys are ready for more. All right, so this method shows them that you've changed without you even saying it. It's a simple 4-step process, and we call it the PATH method. It stands for peaceful communication, adjust how they see you, trust building, hope, and close. All right, because we got to close that deal. All right, so here I've got this beautiful flow chart. Does anyone else think it's beautiful? I think it's glorious. No. You'll notice that the little words there, the little sentences are blurred. So don't go grab your glasses. You're not losing your vision. They're blurred on purpose, okay? Because I want you to pay attention to the bigger idea of how the process actually works, okay? So we're going to take you where you are, Juanita, where you are, Pat, where you are, Jessica, where you are, Dina, right now. And we're going to say, okay, this is exactly where you are with your husband or with your wife. And we're going to do this assessment and we're going to say, is there communication? Yes or no? Yes, there is, but maybe it's still surface level. Maybe there's no real intimacy. Okay, cool, go here. Maybe no, there's not a lot of communication. There's very little interaction. You barely ever see each other. Okay, cool, go here. And now we know what we need to do to open up that communication and increase the opportunities to interact. Okay, so now you've checked the communication checkpoint. Check, you've passed, okay? Now we go to the next checkpoint. Is there trust? Yes or no? Yes, there is trust. Cool, go right on to the next checkpoint. No, there isn't. Awesome. We know exactly what we need to do to help you to restore that trust, what healthy boundaries need to be put in place, and how to do it in a way that will not backfire or push them further away. And then we start to restore that trust. Have them leave the affair partner or help them to trust you if you're the one that broke trust, okay? So we guide you through every single one of these checkpoints, truly custom tailored to exactly what you're going through so that you have success. Remember the result that you want. Remember where you want to be 3 months from now. So we guide you from where you are now, making those tiny course corrections, passing every single checkpoint so that you get to that result. Cool? All right. So now let's dive into the actual action steps. The first step is crucial. I see so many people struggling to get their spouse back, struggling to recover from an affair, struggling to end the divorce process and get back together because they miss this step. What most people do, and I'll raise my hand because I did this too until I learned the better way, right? What most people do is that they do one of two things. They rush into action because they feel like they just need to start doing things, and we kind of feel like that panic and that sense of desperation, like a chicken with their head cut off, and we're going to do like 15 different things and go to therapy and do all these different things, and again, hoping that our spouse notices and hoping that it's enough. Or we freeze and we end up doing nothing because we're too afraid to do the wrong thing, or too afraid. So we end up doing nothing and our spouse pulls further away from us. So we don't want to make either one of those mistakes. That's why we always start with step one, which is the root assessment. In the root assessment, we scientifically assess your marriage to determine what the root issues and the perceptions are behind their story. Remember their story? What are the reasons why they want out? Bring that to mind. That, my friend, is the surface level. That is the symptom. Beneath that are root issues that have caused them to believe this about you and about the marriage and about themselves. Okay? Most of us, we can guess what one or two of those root issues are, but here's the kicker. There's always one or two more that we're completely unaware of. We have no clue that this is going on inside their head and inside their heart. So let's see if this is true about you, okay? Let me know in the chat, in the comments. Have you ever been blindsided? Has your spouse ever said, I'm having an affair and you had no idea? Or I want out, I'm not happy, it's done. I'm done. And you maybe thought everything was fine. You thought things were good. And then all of a sudden, boom, you were like blindsided. Or maybe you knew that things were not so great, but you didn't know they were this bad. Yeah, Juanita says, I was blindsided. Dina says twice. Yeah, husband up and left, Natalie said. Jessica says no, okay. Yes, and out, no affair. Said out, no affair. Wayne, okay. Yes, Vanessa, I knew we had fixable issues, but not this bad. Kay says, yep. Andrew says, yes. Wife left out of the blue. Mark says, I was blindsided. Didn't know the level of issues. Dominique didn't know they were as bad as they were. Eric says, yep. Michelle, emotional affair online. Yeah, so you were blindsided. You had no clue this is going on. Now, how many of us have asked ourselves, like, how could they think this about me? How could they do this? Who is this person? Where's the person that I married? Who is this person that took their place? Like, where'd they go? How could they believe this? How could they do this to our children? How could they believe this? Like, I don't understand why or how they could do this. How many of us have thought that? Yes, 100%. Shannon on Facebook says blindsided twice. Andrew, yep. Mark, yep. Michael said she didn't love me, never had. Dina, every day for the past 3 weeks. Yes, Natalie Reese. Okay, yep. So right there, my friends, that is a clear indication that there are root issues going on inside of them that you are unaware of. You are unaware of them, and that's okay. We're not mind readers, right? And so knowing that there are things going on inside of them is why it's crucial that we must uncover what those are. And we must do the root assessment here with us, where we scientifically assess it with you so that we uncover all of them. Because unless we unearth all 4, sometimes there's 5, but there's usually about 4 of these root issues, they won't come back. Because they will hold on to that defense mechanism so strongly that it will prevent them from coming back and seeing the possibility of being happy with you again. So just like I was diagnosed with cancer. I noticed a lump. That was the symptom. What would have happened if I had just noticed this lump and gone to my, say, general doctor, and they like prescribed me some pills or gave me a Band-Aid? Would that have worked well? No, right? What if I tried to do it myself and just like, oh, I can do this myself. I see I've got a lump here. I'll just, cut it out. I'll just do surgery on myself. I'll just get rid of the lump. And once the lump's gone, then everything will be fine. Would that have worked well? No, that would have been disastrous, right? That's why it's vital that we go to experts that know how to scientifically diagnose, scientifically assess our situation, and give us the exact treatment plan that we need for our situation. Make sense? So instead of guessing at what needs to be changed or assuming that we know it needs to be changed or assuming that we can fix it on our own, now we know what needs to be changed. And instead of freezing out of fear, we actually have action steps to know exactly what the issues and the perceptions are, and we know what needs to be changed. And now we can make our spouse notice right away that there's something different about us and they want what we're offering. Make sense? Cool. Michelle says, yep, he's a defense mechanism clinger. Right. And so that's exactly what this is for. Awesome. So now that we've done the root assessment, we must work on communication across the board, right? We need to get communication open. If we can't talk to each other at this kind of level, then we can't change their story. It's a big problem we have to solve first. Makes sense, right? So I want to know, and I'm going to launch a poll here on Zoom. And if you're on Facebook, leave in the comments, what level of communication are you most often? First level, no communication. You have a restraining order, right? Things are you don't talk, you don't text, you don't see each other ever. 2 would be stonewalling, closed off, giving you the silent treatment, won't really talk to you much about hardly anything. 3, things are volatile, they're tense, there's name calling, there's blaming, there's bringing up past pain, it's very angry, explosiveness, very volatile, okay? 4, surface level, business-like. You can communicate, but you can't go deep. As soon as you try to go deep, they put up the walls, they put up the resistance, they shut you out. 5 would be you're friendly. Maybe you have respect. Maybe you're even friends. But as soon as you try to have some romance, some intimacy, some passion or connection there, they put up resistance. And then 6 would be the ideal, of course, intimate, open, trusting, blissful, amazing communication in your marriage. Okay? All right. So we've got most of you are saying 4. We've got 47% are saying 4. So you guys are in the surface level, business-like. 24% are saying 3. We've got some 2s. We have 1. Interesting. Wonder why you're here. Maybe I should learn from you now. All right, 5. 30% of you guys are saying 5. And then a few of you are saying 6. Cool. Ben saying on Facebook 2. Marissa saying 2. Shanna saying 2. Thank you guys on my Facebook friends for doing that as well. And then Holly, you're at 5, you just won't leave the other woman, right? You're still struggling with getting rid of that last bit of the story and ending that affair. Cool. All right. So since the majority of you are actually 5 and 4 with a few 3s and 2s, that helps me know exactly where you are at. Awesome. Hey, thanks, Eula. 5 as well. Cool. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you for weighing in. It is a roller coaster, Natalie says. Sometimes you go up and down, and that's really normal. So just choose the one that you're at the most often. So since a lot of you are 4s and 5s, a few 3s and 2s, very few 1s, and 1 6, that helps me know that you guys are really dealing with a spouse that is very closed off. They are not open to you in some way, or shape, or form. They're holding something back from you. They're resistant to opening up that really intimate communication. So I want to get you some solutions to that right now, exactly what we do in our path process. But I want you to understand, because they're resistant to sharing these things with you, at first, it's going to be ugly. It is. I'm not here to paint a fairy tale, okay? I want you to understand exactly how it's going to be so that you can maintain that perspective as you go through it, and you know it's part of the process, okay? The goal at the beginning isn't positive communication right now. It's just to get communication open. So imagine that they've got this wound, okay? And it's scabbed over. They don't want to let you see what's going on underneath. But you can tell that it's festering, it's infected, it's really, really gross looking. So what we need to do is kind of lance that wound and get all the yuck out. Get all the junk out. Get all the nastiness of their story and why they're believing this and all the things that are true and untrue and awful and hard to hear, right? Get it all out. Because then once we get the gunk out of the wound, now it can heal. All right. So just have that perspective in mind as we go here through step 2. But how do we do that? How do we get them to open up? How do we get them to lower that resistance? Okay. So there's a couple things that we must stop doing. And I would say 99%, actually everyone I've ever talked to has made one, if not all of these mistakes, myself included, okay? Some of you are gonna have a really big aha moment here, and I want you to pay attention to that. Some of you are gonna say, oh my goodness, I've been doing these things. No wonder why she's pulling further away from me, okay? So first, demanding that they work on the marriage. How many of us are demanding you go to counseling, you fix this, you work on this with me, you made a vow, you promised in sickness and in health, for better or for worse, you need to do this for the kids, you need to do this because it's against our religion, it's against God's commandments, right? Whatever it looks like for you. How many of us are demanding that they work on it with us? Yeah, Wayne says yes. Holly says, did that, doesn't work. Yep. You're like my A+ student here, Holly, today. Not that I'm playing favorites. Vanessa, yes. Pleading. Yep. So going into the pleading, please, I'm begging you, right? The manipulation. I'm going to take the kids from you. I'm going to go have an affair. I'm going to do whatever I want with whoever I want. I'm going to wreck your credit. I'm going to ruin you financially. All these different things, right? And we make these threats because we're wanting them to see the threat and come away from the threat to us. But does it work? No, it never works. How about freezing, doing nothing out of fear? And then they slip further away from us. Yeah, Thomas says it just drives her further away. Cool. Yeah, try to get her to read a book. Mark says that didn't go well. Exactly. All of them at some point. Carrie, Dan, all of them. Michelle at the beginning, then stopped. Vanessa said yes, pleading. Right. So the more we push our spouse, the more we manipulate, the more we plead, the more we act out of desperation, the more we freeze, the more it's going to push them further away, okay? Demanding that they work on the marriage, pushing them only pushes them further away, which makes sense. We don't want to, have someone tell us that we must do something. If we've made up our mind, we're not going to do it, and someone says, you have to do it, what do? We dig in our heels, we resist, we go the other way, right? It doesn't work, it's going to backfire. What if we're with someone that's very desperate, they're pleading, they're afraid, or they're manipulating us, right? What do? We want to get away. We want to create space so that we feel safe. Your spouse is doing the same thing. Even if you're saying, okay, Heather, this doesn't really sound like me. We're more friends, right? All these different things. But, maybe you're going into like positive action mode and you're like, I'm going to do all this work on myself. I'm going to send her 10 text messages a day and take her on dates and bring her flowers. And I'm going to send him pictures of our happy married days and remind him of this. I'm going to have the kids tell him this, right? All these different things positively, like in a positive way. I'm going to fight for my marriage, but you're still doing it from a sense, like a state of fear and desperation. They will feel it. They will feel it. It will not feel safe, and they will pull further away. So what do we need to do instead? Okay, remember the path method. We guide you exactly where you are. We assess exactly where your communication is, and we help you to determine exactly what's going to make them notice right away that something's different about you. All right, and how we do that is we're going to do a couple things here. We're going to take the pressure off, which is going to make our spouse notice that there's something different about us. Okay, so it's kind of like we've been playing we've been playing a cat and mouse game. Okay, go with me on this. Let's see if this is true for you, okay? In some level, wherever you're at, if there's resistance, this is most likely going on. You have been pursuing them, right? So you're the cat, they're the mouse, and you've been going after them. Come back. And they're like, no, I'm running away. Okay, can you tell I talk with toddlers most of the day? It's true, I do. But they're like, I'm running away. And you're like, no, come back. And so they're feeling pursued, so they're running further away. What we do here is we show you exactly what you need to do and say and text them and everything, like literally sometimes word by word. And you're going to take a big step back. And when you take a big step back, they're going to feel it. They're going to notice, whoa, something's different here. The dynamic in the relationship changes. And it's fascinating because then they're curious, like, what just happened here? And they start to take steps towards you because they're trying to figure it out. I promise this happens more often than not. And what we do here in this stage is we want to build on that curiosity, okay? And create attraction. Wow, I'm curious. Something feels different here. They're no longer chasing me. What's going on, right? They're not going to say it consciously. They're not going to say it out loud. But internally, they're going to be like, what's going on? there's something different here about Wayne. There's something different here about Bruce. There's something different here about Vanessa. I want to know what it is. So they have that curiosity, right? We've got their attention. Then we build that know, like, trust factor. Wow, I'm curious what's going on here. I'm actually attracted. They're doing things differently. They're saying things differently. They're treating me in a very different way here. And I want to know what's going on. Okay. This is what's going to make your wife or your husband notice immediately the changes, and immediately the possibility of, wow, maybe I don't actually want to go over here anymore. Maybe I do actually want to be with this person. So instead of working on ourselves for years or months, right, whatever it is, and just hoping that they notice, here we guide you on exactly what you need to do with your spouse in your root assessment to get them to notice right away that there's something different about you, and that they're going to want to question the narrative. Okay. Once they start to question the narrative, then that brings us here to step 3. In step 3, our clients love this stage. It's where we're going to work on shifting that really negative communication to neutral communication. And as they're starting to question their narrative, we're going to start to create a new story about us. So they see that we are safe, that we are trustworthy, that they do want to be with us, that we are the only one for them, that they're head over heels in love with us, that they see the possibility of being happy with us again. Okay. So what we see happen at this stage, like I said, our clients love this stage, is that you're going to start to build some really great connection. So first, we get their attention. Second, we create attraction. Third, we build on that attraction to create connection. Okay. Your spouse is going to give you the time of day here. The arguments, the stonewalling, the resistance that they have right now will be gone. In its place, you're going to be able to talk about anything with empathy, with respect, okay, and understanding. And we show you exactly how to do that. Sometimes we guide you like word by word on what to text them, what to do in front of them, exactly step by step, course correction by course correction, so that you get there, okay? Oftentimes at this stage, our clients love this stage. It's like Holly right here, like they're going to leave the affair partner. That's exactly what she's working on. They're going to leave the other person and not want to go back because they're going to see that you are the only one for them. They're going to put their wedding ring back on. Or it may just be that they're just kind of wanting to spend more time with you. You just notice they're kind of hanging around more. And sometimes they're creating reasons to be with you, like reasons to hang out. Like, it's fascinating, right? They're just going to want to kind of be around you more. They're going to crave being in your presence. They're going to want to spend more time with you. They might start going on more dates with you. We often see here at this stage, our clients, they'll move back home, or you'll move back home if there's been a separation. You'll start to have more intimacy, physical, sexual intimacy as well at this stage, if it's the right place and time for that to happen. They'll come back to your bed, right? All of these things. And it's amazing progress. But above all, you're really able to communicate with a very real openness that's genuine for your relationship with your partner. Okay. And any of that resistance that they have right now is gone, which is going to create some great connection. Oftentimes our clients will say, we have such an amazing friendship and connection. It's incredible. All right. And that is awesome, awesome progress. Now, most people, and some of you may say, yeah, I feel like I'm at this stage already. Cool. Well, most people make a really crucial error here. And I don't want you to make that same mistake, because it's going to totally backfire and basically blow it if you make that mistake. And I don't want you guys to do that. So most people think that at stage 3, they're done, right? Because they've created this connection. They've created this great communication. They've built this friendship. And they think that they're done with their marriage restoration, and they're not done yet. We still have to do step 4 and not make that crucial mistake. Because what happens is that we must systematically remove all of their old beliefs about us and replace them so they see themselves happy with us. What happens here, though, it's going to get hard. And what we don't want to do is give up when it gets hard. It's going to get bad. Again, I'm not here to paint a fairy tale, right? It's going to get really bad. Okay. So at this stage, most clients want to give up. They think it's not working during this step. What happens is that your spouse, they're going to give you a test, not consciously, but they're going to test the waters here a little bit. They're going to see if we're for real, right? If they can fully give us their heart again. What happens is that most of their heart has opened up to you. Most of them has let go of their story about you and has built a new belief about you, a new story about you, the one that you want them to see. But they're still holding on to a little bit of that fear, a little bit of that defense mechanism. And what we see happens is you make all this progress, and then all of a sudden they get a little bit scared and they say, whoa, I'm going to put on the brakes, and their story kind of comes right back at you again. And so what we have identified is that there's 12 tests that most spouses put you through before they finally change their belief about you. And we will teach you how to pass all of them. In fact, we've been doing this so long that we will preemptively know in the root assessment and guiding you through every single checkpoint what the test will be that they will put at you so that you can be prepared and know how to pass it when it happens. So instead of thinking, oh, it's over for me, I'll give this example here. A lot of you said, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, right? So here's an example. They say, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I'm done. I want a divorce. It's over. There's nothing you can do. And so we help you with that. We do the root assessment, and then we guide you through exactly why they believe that. What are the deeper root issues that you're not aware of that are going on inside of them? Now that we've uncovered those, we stop the pressure, we stop the demanding, we stop the pleading, the begging, the manipulating, and we do what actually works to get their attention, to get that attention so we can create attraction. Then when they have that attraction, like, oh, wow, I'm feeling like I want to be with you, but I'm still not sure, right? And they go back and forth, and our clients know what I'm talking about. That back and forth to then they're deeply changing those beliefs about you. They're learning how to let them go, to feel safe and secure with you. And they built this connection. You have empathy, you have understanding, you have respectful communication. And then all of a sudden they're like, wow, this is great. I'm so glad that we can communicate. I'm so glad that we have this respect. I'm so glad that we have this connection now, because it's going to be so great to co-parent the kids when the divorce goes through. What they just do, I love you, but I'm still not in love with you. I still don't really I can't feel that way about you anymore. And you're like, what? How could I come this far? And that they still want out. It's not that it's done. It's not over for you yet. It's just another part of the process. It's their final battle. It's their final war of their defense mechanism, because they want desperately, most of the inner part of themselves wants desperately for you to prove to them that they can let it go. And when they let it go, then it's gone forever. They can say, oh, I can let it go. I don't need to feel that way anymore. I know that I'm safe with them. I know that I love them. I know that we're going to be happy together forever. Okay, that's what it looks like. Sound good? This is the 4-step process. And we have to go through every single one of these checkpoints to be able to get them to want to be back with you fully. Yeah. So Michelle says, what if we fail the test? Well, that's why we're here, so that you don't fail the test. But again, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. And there is opportunity more often than not. So we'll help you prepare for that. Cool. Awesome. How many of you are saying, this makes sense? I had some aha moments. I'm ready. I'm all in. I want to do path. I want to stop making these mistakes that are pushing them further away, right? How many of you are like, I'm all in 100%. I love path. This is making so much sense to me. This is different than anything I've heard before. I want to start taking, some action in this way. I want to help them uncover their story and change their story about me, so they want to be happy with me. Yeah. Vanessa says 1,000%. Thomas says, I'm in. Galaxy S. Yes, I want it. Awesome. Yeah. Michael says, yes. Kay says, high five. Dan says, I would love to. Yeah. Carrie says, me. Tiffany, yes. Awesome. Cool. Now, how many of you are saying, I really like this. I really want this, like Mark and Tiffany and Carrie, but I have a little bit of fear. I have a little bit of self-doubt. I have some skepticism. I have some, what I call, yeah, buts. Yeah, but this, but yeah, but what about that? Yeah, Heather, you really don't know this about us, right? Okay. How many of you are like that? Most of us don't consciously think about these things, but I want to know, what are the reasons why you think that there's no hope for you? What are your self-doubts? What are the things that, you have the skepticism about? Because most of us, like I said, we've got I call it a little fear monster in the back of our brain. And it's saying, yeah, but this, but yeah, but what if you fail? Yeah, but what if you get hurt? Yeah, but if you tried all these things, and yeah, but they say this. And that fear monster thinks it's keeping us safe from something. Okay, it's trying to protect us from something. And so again, most of us don't really think about this consciously. Sometimes it's going on in the background. We're not even aware of it. Some of us are a little more self-aware and we know what's going on, right? But I want us to shine a light on that fear monster right now and get these things out. Again, we mostly don't say it out loud. We need to uncover these now, though, or we're not going to have success. Because my friends, you can have that result that you want 3 months from now, the happy, thriving, close, connected, safe marriage where you feel whole again. Or you can have the self-doubt, you can have the fear, you can have the yeah buts and the skepticism. You can't have both. So we have to choose to break through our own fear, our own self-sabotage, so it doesn't prevent us from getting where we want to go. So you guys want to have a breakthrough with me right now? You guys ready to break through that? Let's get it out. Let's uncover it. Let's shine a light on it so it doesn't keep getting in our way and becoming a stumbling block to us. Okay, so go ahead and leave it in the chat, in the comments. What are your yeah buts? Why do you think there's no hope for you? Why do you think this won't work? Why do you have, like, maybe you're 90% in, but you still got 10% of that self-doubt or that fear or that skepticism? Let's get it out right now. And I'm going to see if I can predict your answers. Okay. So go ahead and put those in the comments. I'm going to give it just a few seconds here. I'm not going to look at my screen. I want to see if I can actually predict your answers, because I've done this for a long time. And I want to know if you guys are where I'm at and where I think you're at. Okay. So I don't think this will work, because let me know, is your answer here on this list? And this list could be way more, but it's just some of the most common ones, right? Mark says, my fear is I don't have enough time left since we are already in the divorce proceedings. Yeah. Some of you are like, we already are divorced. Is there any hope for that? Right? And we have helped people that are divorced. I'm not good enough. Michael, good job. That is deep. Okay. When you go down to deepest root level, like limiting beliefs, and I said that was mine as well. I feel like I'm not good enough. I don't measure up. They're always going to leave me because I don't measure up. Right. Won't fully leave the affair. Holly. Yep. Tiffany, I messed up. No, he says he enjoys having zero responsibility. So yeah, like they're saying this, they're saying, I'm done. There's nothing you can do. We've tried for years to change. Matthew, Michael, I messed up. So much guilt. Carrie, I've been on Instagram saying the same things. Okay. Not sure what you're saying with that, but okay. Shannon. Let's see. Yeah. Affair partner, Thomas. Okay. They're going so fast. Michael, past abuse from her child has changed everything. Right. Exactly. Ben on Facebook says, don't know if I can get over the affair. Yeah. Giving 99%, him giving 1%, Juanita. Yeah, that's exhausting, right? Dan, I also feel like I can never live up to her expectations. Okay, yeah, so that I'm not good enough. Her expectations are unrealistic. All these things I can't control. I'm worried about. AG says, I want to break my skepticism. Awesome. I fear that she's made up her mind that she wants to be with him, but is staying out of stubbornness. Yeah. She is scared of my wheelchair and its impact on our life together. Dominique, thank you for sharing that. Michelle, finances have been split up. I'm operating on disability income. Yeah, I don't have enough time. I don't have money. What if this doesn't work? Afraid of failure. All of these things. Yeah. And so I really appreciate that. Dave, balancing efforts on all fronts of my life while holding myself together emotionally. Yeah, that's a lot. That's exhausting. That sounds like, wow. Yeah, that's heavy. Okay, money is a big factor as well. Don't have enough money, just lost home. Hurricane Laura, Jessica, yeah. She's going through early menopause, has multiple personalities. Matthew, Michelle, lack of respect on his part. Okay, awesome. And Celia and A on your fear monster. I think it's kind of humorous if we can give it a name or personality, because it's just a part of ourself that tries to keep us safe from pain, safe from getting hurt, safe from, recognizing, oh, wow, maybe I really am not good enough. It's not true, but it thinks it's doing that. Okay. And then like thinking that it's out of my control, thinking that there's nothing I can do, thinking that but this other person I can't control. The truth is you can't control them, but you always have a choice about what you do. And so if you aren't willing to break through the things that have been keeping you stuck, keeping you in pain, keeping you in self-sabotage, keeping you in negative cycles, then who will? No one else will. If you aren't willing to work for what you want, the relationship that you crave, a freaking awesome marriage, then who will? No one will. We must be brave. And you guys, my friends, are being brave. And I honor you for that. And that is incredible. You guys have done some great work. And maybe some of you are still resistant to that. So take some time with that if that's where you're at, okay? Uncover why am I resistant to even finding what I'm resistant to. Because that's multiple layers of defense mechanism. The bottom line is, it's not about what happens to us. It's about what we choose. So let's choose now. Do I want that fear? Do I want that fear monster to win? Or do I want to have a happy, freaking awesome marriage and a happy freaking awesome life. I can't have both. You can't have both. So which one do you want? Which one do you choose right here, right now? And where is that going to go? Think about it just for a little bit. Just take a very analytical view. If you continue to listen to that story, I don't have control, she says this, he says that, what about this, what about that? If you continue to live with that story and that belief inside of you, where is it going to take you 3 months from now, 3 years from now, 30 years from now? Just imagine that. Just see what the result will be. What kind of fruit will that bear? Versus I choose to have love, to have respect, to have passion, to have intimacy, to have safety, to have trust, to have incredible, blissful, incredible connection. There aren't words for that level of connection in a relationship like this. It is sacred. It is powerful. And I want that and I deserve it because we all do, right? So where would that belief take you 3 months from now, 30 years from now, okay? No matter what pain you are in right now, no matter how hard it is, no matter how much it sucks what you're going through right now, it is nothing compared to the pain of regret, compared to the pain of looking back on your life later, maybe, a year from now, 10 years from now, 100 years from now, whatever it might be, right? And looking back and saying, I didn't do what I could have done when I had the chance. I didn't give my marriage all that I could have. I didn't learn what I should have to have a happy relationship. I didn't learn how to communicate. I didn't learn how to have healthy boundaries. I didn't learn these things. And I could have done it and I didn't. I shrank. I froze because I was afraid. And I stayed where I was and I didn't do it. That pain right there of knowing we didn't do what we could have done and we didn't become who we could have been is the biggest pain any of us will ever feel. I don't want that for you. The greatest gift you can give yourself and your family and your future is saying, I'm doing the best that I can and I have no regret. I know that I gave it all that I could, and that's worth everything. Do you agree? All right. I know I pushed you here, but it's important. Only you can decide where you want to go, and we will help you get there. So I want to ask you, how good will it feel to replace that overwhelm? I don't know what I'm doing. What about this? What about that? What if she does this? What if this? And all of that with direction. I know where I'm going. I know what I want, and I'm willing to do what it takes to get there. I know exactly what the next steps are. The confusion, is this going to work? Is this, is this, right? I don't know what to do. All of these things, right? With clarity. I know exactly what I need to do. Fear and pain that you're in right now, with hope and with peace and empowerment that you live with every day, no matter what happens. That is what having a coach on your side with the right method gives you. Sound good? How good would that feel? Let me know. It's worth everything. 100% yes. Juanita, good, Michael says. Yeah. My family means everything to me. Sounds awesome, Mark. Totally awesome. Wayne, high five. Thomas, thumbs up. Juanita, my marriage is worth it. I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Shannon, I crave that feeling. Yeah, great, Pamela. Sounds good to me. Carrie, Jessica, I long for peace. Exclamation mark. Lots of them. Awesome. All right, now I want to ask you a question. How many of us feel a little bit like this right now? Right? A little bit like drinking from a fire hose. I think this is a funny picture. Yeah, Matthew says, I don't want a divorce. I just want our family together. It's so easy to walk away. It is. But is that what you want to live with the rest of your life? It might be easy now, but is it easy long term? Right? Me too. Dana, yeah. Hi, yeah, okay. So if we had a way to keep this conversation going and show you exactly how to go through the path process, how to start you where you are, because wherever you are right now, it's okay. It's okay where you are. It might be awful, it might suck, but it's okay. You are where you are. So we'll take you where you are and guide you through every single one of those checkpoints to get where you want to be. Would you guys want to keep that conversation going? Let me know. Yeah, Holly says, I'm falling back in love with my husband and he is with me. This is hard, yet so worth it. And thank you, Holly, for sharing your experience with us. Yes, definitely. Naomi, Carrie, Wayne, Vanessa, Jessica, awesome. They're pouring in. Awesome. So I can show you today how this coaching program works, how we use the path process with our coaching clients, just like Holly's been sharing here today. She's joining us, which is awesome. And exactly what that looks like, how you can join, what the program entails, how much it is, everything. All your questions answered. You guys interested in that? Thomas says yes. Shannon, yes. Awesome. Jessica, Kay, Dan, Naomi says yes. Thomas, yes. Jessica's yes. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's go into it. So here's how it works. We use the path process in a 12-week one-on-one coaching program, one-on-one coaching sessions. Why is this so important? Okay. The coaching sessions are one-on-one, they're private, they're confidential marriage coaching sessions to show you the exact next steps you need to take to get your spouse back. We always start with the root assessment, okay? So remember our flow chart. We're gonna start here, do that root assessment, and guide you through every single checkpoint, showing you exactly what you need to do to get to the next checkpoint, okay? And build on that momentum so that they learn how to let their story go about you and replace it with the new one so they're happy and in love and craving to be with you and only you and get you to that happy result, okay? So you choose the destination. We help you make those tiny course corrections to get there. Now, a lot of you, my friends over in the Thriving Marriage, you guys know Scott. You know that there's like winds pouring in every single day, which is awesome. And many of you have shared your wins as well. But Scott did an interview with us. I think it was back in May have been April, but I love that. And if you guys want to check it out, I encourage you to do that. We have our Thriving Marriage podcast, and he did an interview on there. And he shares really openly his story about how alcoholism played an impact in his relationship. And he says, so much has changed since the end of December. I would not have been able to withstand this current world crisis, meaning COVID, if I had not wanted something completely different than what I had only 3 months ago. Pay attention to this part, right? My wife is an amazing individual, my soulmate, and I'm so fortunate to still have her. Our strengths have been tested over and over again throughout the years. The difference is now I don't feel like a victim. So Scott's wife at the end of December said, I'm done. It's over. There's nothing you can do. I'm not in love with you. And so that's where he came to us at. And within just a few months, we're able to turn it around, change her story. So she came back home. And then right as we were doing this podcast, he was right in the ceasefire stage. She kind of threw the story back in her face. And, you know, I love you. I'm grateful we have this connection. I'm grateful that you're working on yourself, all the stuff, right? That you're ending the alcoholism, all these different things and making so much positive change, but I'm still not in love with you. And so we're helping him and going through that process of fully letting her story go. And it's awesome. All right. So we do one-on-one coaching to make sure that we get you those action steps with exactly what your situation is. Then we also do weekly masterminds because we found it's vital that you get the help you need when you need it. So these are intimate group sessions to learn from other people like Scott, like Leah, like Holly, who are going through the program. And they're like, I was where you are. I was there where my spouse had all these stories about me. Keep going. Trust the process. It's going to work. And eventually you'll be the senior student and you'll be helping teach and support other clients that are just starting out and where, you know, they are now where you are. So it's awesome to be able to give that and pay that back, right? To give that forward if you want to. And so it's awesome. But what's really cool is that we do these weekly masterminds 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, every single day of the week, so that you can get on a call with a coach if you need it. Now, I know some of you are talking about, I'm in South Africa. I know we've got Australia. It's like 2 a.m. there right now, and you're joining us, so that's awesome. We offer multiple times to accommodate our international clients so that you are still able to get the support that you need as well. So we do the one-on-one coaching. We do the weekly masterminds every day of the week. If you need it, you can get on a call with a coach right away. And then we also have our foundation, which is our 27 video training. And that's going to help you get that foundation to pass every checkpoint. Each video training has an action item exercise for you to do because it's not just about information here at High Thrive Coaching. It's about transformation. So what do you guys think you need more of? Let me know in the chat. Where are you at? I need more information. I need to know what to do. Or maybe you're like, I have enough information. I need results and I need them now. I need some transformation. And maybe some of you are like, yeah, I need both. Exactly. Yeah, yes, I need some more. I need transformation. I need results. I need them yesterday. Vanessa says transform. Awesome. Some of you are saying both. I need results now, Pamela. Cool. So we don't just give you the information, but we give you the transformation. Michael, Tiffany, Dina, Thomas. Awesome. So that is what that piece does. That gives you that foundation, not just the information, but the transformation as well. We give you feedback on the action item exercises that you submit to make sure that you're making progress. Cool? All right. So Kelly just sent this to me a little bit ago as well. She said, I just barely got started with this program. And last night, my husband, who had been involved with another woman for almost 2 years, I was unaware but knew something was horribly wrong, asked me to renew our wedding vows as soon as this pandemic is under control, and said we can have a pastor at church do it, and if I'm willing, let's see, the church will be married and do it as soon as he's willing if I don't want to wait. I'm on cloud 9. And so you guys can see this is kind of the peak of the ceasefire, right? Coming back home, leaving the other woman, usually followed by that crash, the story being thrown back in your face, and yet we're able to help you pass that story so they can let it go, let it fully go, and want to be with you in a safe, secure, blissful way. All right. So we do the one-on-one coaching sessions. We do the weekly masterminds. We have the 27 video trainings, the information, not just information, but transformation. And as a bonus for you guys joining the masterclass today, we're also going to give everyone here that joins a bonus SOS call. And that's a call that you can use at any time so that you can get on a call with a coach and get the answers that you need so that you can get results as fast as humanly possible. What we want to do is be there and have your back and be in your corner every step of the way and get you the help you need when you need it. So now you have 2 choices, right? This is what the program works. First option, you can say, this isn't for me. This, path does not resonate with me. It's not the right fit. Or I just think I'm going to go do it myself. And, I'm not going to do anything today. I'm not going to take advantage of this opportunity. That's your choice. Second option, you can say, yes, I want path. This makes sense to me. I want to get results quickly. I want just not information, but I want transformation. I know where I'm going. I want to help my spouse uncover their narrative, change their narrative, and see the possibility of being happy with me so that we can fully restore our marriage. I want to join the coaching. Let me know. How do I do that? Awesome. So if that's you, this next part's for you. Okay. The bad news is, I do have to tell you the bad news. I wish this wasn't so, but we do have to limit the number of clients we help each month. So we deliver the best results for you. It's for your benefit, right? We only accept 12 new clients each month, and we've already had several already join, so spots are filling up quickly. When they're full, then we'll have to put you on a waiting list, which is not what we want to do because time's not on your side. We want to get you the help as fast as we quickly, as possibly can. So I encourage you to take action if this resonates with you.